What would your life look like if you finally had 20 minutes of peace in the morning or even before bed? Imagine how it would feel to do that one thing that actually gives you energy so you can pour into your kids, your home, and most importantly, yourself. Because let's be real, without you, the show doesn't go on. You're going to want to grab a notebook for this one because today I'm sharing 3 crucial time-saving tips every single mom needs to create margin, find peace, and step into her day with joy. If you're tired of the overwhelm, the endless to-do list, and done with feeling like you're barely holding it all together, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Victoria, a time management coach just for single moms. Get ready to trade the chaos for clarity and the control for peace. Here on this podcast, I'll talk about simple steps to manage your time, strengthen your faith, and show up with confidence as the mom God created you to be and the mom you know you want to be. So grab your emotional support water bottle and let's go. Before we dive deeper, I want to pause for a second because I'd love to hear from you. So if you're already in the Facebook group, go and share what your ideal morning routine would be like and what's that one thing that would fill your cup and set you up for a better day. And if you're not in the group yet, friend, what are you waiting for? It is the perfect and quick place to get encouragement, connect with other Christian moms just like you who get it and want to find practical tips just like this. The link is in the show notes, so go ahead and check that out. So let's go into today's episode. I'm going to start by telling you a story. And when I first began working full-time after college, it was a shock, I'm not going to lie. Now, that was about 4 years ago, but so many people hype up, the graduation season and going into a new chapter, but leave out all the details like, well, you're going to feel very tired if you don't make time for yourself, and the laundry is going to pile up if you don't have a schedule, and you're going to feel like you're living the same day over and over again if you're not careful about it. And needless to say, it was a rude awakening to what we now call adulting. I don't know if I really like that word, but I think it just sums up perfectly like what we have to do as adults because we all get it. Like when you hear it, you get it. But anyways, I had to learn over time how to allow God to change my mindset on this new season of life. I did not want to look at it from a negative perspective, like having a poor and ungrateful heart about it. But something I also recently learned is that whenever one chapter of your life closes and another one opens, like it's natural to feel grief about kind of, having to end that. And so like that's something I wish I could have told myself back then, but the past is the past. So, but again, I had to go to the Lord and ask him, like, help me become the mom I know I want to be and the mom that I know my daughter needs me to be. Help me to be the mom that is excited to, take on the day, excited to be a part of my child's life, to do all the mom things. And even if it's in this circumstance, God, like, please help heal my mindset. And so I know what it's like to be the hot mess express and you're packing the Valentine's Day cards last minute in the morning because you forgot to write it down somewhere. And then, oops, you didn't get to eat breakfast and you didn't have time to pack your lunch because you were flying by the seat of your pants. And so because you didn't pack your lunch, that budget that you're trying to stick to, you're probably not going to stick to that today because you're going to get really hungry while you're at work and you don't want to get angry. But you get the picture. And you can grow, you can make changes, you can evolve. I know that word sounds a little woo-woo, but it's true. It just means that you're changing into something. And so you don't have to try to change everything overnight. And I'm a big advocate on this podcast for baby steps, small steps. I even had a revelation this week about how I've been doing my own personal time blocking, and I'm going to share that with you coming up soon. And it is going to it's going to change everything for you. But you can make stress-free and sustainable changes. And so I want to go into sharing the first tip. You will hear me talk about this a lot, but time blocking. What is it? So using time blocking is going to help you mentally prepare for the day. It's simply breaking your day up into manageable chunks that have a specific purpose. And so this helps you organize specific tasks for specific times of day. For example, the morning time before school is not the right time to be decluttering. That one's a little obvious, but if you're a little bit of like a squirrel brain like me, sometimes I will do that as we're heading out. I'll think, oh, this little thing can get picked up. No. I have to stop myself. That is not the time to do that. It is time to finish up getting ready and getting my child off to the bus. And so going back to this, breaking your day up into chunks is also going to help you with transition times. So if this works for kids, hello, we talk a lot about, I've heard a lot when my little one was little, transition times can be tough. So I'm sure this will be helpful for us moms too. Just simply knowing what's coming up next is going to offload stress, and you're not going to be stressed out about where do I find the time, because you will assign the time a task. And so I literally did this today. I had to fill out a bunch of dental forms for my child's dentist appointment, and I said, all right, I'm gonna put this task during my lunchtime and before I write this podcast episode, 2 birds, 1 stone. And so I did, and now it's done. And I was also able to write this episode to have it prepared in time. And this all happened before the day of her dentist appointment. So now it's out of my hair. When I show up to the dentist appointment, I'm not rushing to get there early so that I can fill out these forms. No. It's done. Off of the to-do list. But all right, let's move to the second thing that changed everything for me. And that is defining your morning routine. So what is the one thing you want to do in the morning that pours back into your cup and that leaves you feeling, I'm ready to take on this day. I feel like I just climbed a mountain. I'm on top of the world. God, you are amazing. That, of course, when you work out, that leaves you with endorphins, but it doesn't have to be that. So, I want you to basically set your alarm. If you're driving, don't do this, but set your alarm. And if you're not a morning person, what is the ideal time you would like to wake up to have that breathing room and margin in your morning so that maybe you are able to get a little ready for yourself, maybe throw on a little blush, do something, special for yourself. And you may not think it's that special, but again, baby steps. But going back to the morning routine, I personally like to work out some mornings. I have my own thing with working out in the morning, so I don't like to mess with it. And then I also sometimes do like reading my Bible and other things. And so what is that one thing that you want to put in your morning routine that is going to fill up your cup? Because when it's things like reading God's word or spending that time in prayer or both of those, it's good to have that dedicated time. And there are some days, personally for me, I want to just show you how flexible you can be with things like this. Sometimes when I'm getting ready, I will listen to my Bible. Sometimes I'm not doing my makeup today and I'm just gonna go and play the Bible on my way to work. And usually that's the time when I'm reading his word. And sitting down and reading his word can be a little bit more challenging just in the season of life that I'm in. I just want to be transparent with you. But as long as I'm getting his word into me, it is very important. So no matter what, you want to find time to do that. But going back, like, your morning routine doesn't have to be some elaborate 9-step thing that you saw on TikTok with all these products that are just whatever. I don't know what else to say to that. But it can be literally 10 minutes or even 5 minutes for the matter of spending time. Those 5 minutes in prayer, it can change your whole day. It really can. And And so if you just take the time to think about, okay, what do I want to do in the morning that really energizes me? Really, once I've knocked this out and really taken that time for myself, I feel like I can really give my best to my family and to others. So, but yeah, go ahead and think about that, even write it down. And I'm kind of foreshadowing to the next one, which leads me into the next one. But I hope that tip was helpful for you. And leave me a comment down below and just tell me, what is the thing that you want to do that will fill your cup. So the last crucial time saving tip that totally transformed my day to day, start writing things down. And you may be the type that says, oh, I'll remember this. I don't need to write that down. And then guess what? You forget that it was crazy sock day because you only read the email, but you didn't store that information anywhere. I mean, arguably you could say the email is, information stored, but think about it. There is a reason why we do a lot of writing growing up. Writing reinforces information in our brain, and also it helps you to not forget. This is a great start if you are the forgetful type. And sometimes I don't really think that we're quote unquote forgetful. I just think we have so much information that we come across every day. Think about it, at work, through your child's school, doctors, relatives, your phone. Hello, we don't even need to talk about social media in that circumstance, but it's a lot. And so you need a place to keep the important stuff. And so to make this easy for you, just start with what you have. If it's your phone and the simple calendar app, that is better than nothing, my friend. That is how I started staying on top of deadlines, staying on top of the special events at school, staying on top of the choir concert at church. And so, if you are the type that's like, I don't know if I can commit to like a planner or a journal right now, just use your phone and your calendar app. It is so simple. And if you are the type that's like, all right, I want to actually put pen to paper and actually start doing this, just start with a journal that you have laying around, and it can even be a spiral notebook. I am all for using what you already have. I will not advocate for you need to go out and buy all these things to start changing your life. No, you can literally start with what you have, where you are. I'm just going to leave that there. But I personally love sticky notes, and you can put them in highly visible places. You should see my desk at work. I have sticky notes lined up all over the bottom of my 2 monitors. And so they're reminders, obviously, for my day job, but also like I have verses and quotes on there too that help me like stay focused on God and also my goals. And so just try one thing. Again, baby steps. You want to at least just incorporate one thing that's going to help you get closer to not being, that hot mess that we were talking about. And you can be calm, clear, focused on things that you got to do. And here's another thing. When it comes to what's in your brain, every time you write it down, you are like decluttering your mind, and it leaves room for more thinking. If you're trying to be more creative and you want to give more attention to something else, you are making space for that. So that's another point on that. But I want to share what works for me. I currently use a planner. And if you're thinking I could never keep up with one, they don't even help me. They're so expensive, and I bought one, but I didn't even use it half the time. I hear you. And that was me 2 years ago. And now it is a must-have in my life. And so I see all my time blocks and my weekly to-do list, and mine even comes with a verse for the week. It is awesome. If you're interested, it's called The Dream Planner by Horatio Printing, and they actually just released their 2026 planners. This is not an ad. I'm just sharing, what the planner I personally love. And not only that, it also goes into like planning for your like a quarterly dream section, and it's really cool. I love it so much. But there's my little impromptu sponsorship. But again, I was not paid to do that at all. I just really wanted to share that with you. But it doesn't matter how you start. Just find the easiest way that works for you and start. And the small steps are going to build over time. So if you want to be that planner person that has, like her whole life planned out, by all means, go ahead. But if you're listening to this podcast, I'm going to help you, show you these baby steps, walk you through them to go from scatterbrained to structured. And I'm just going to help you with what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, because I was able to go from scatterbrained, stressed out, flying by the seat of my pants to now I know what my week looks like. I know what's coming up on this day and that day. I know not to stress myself with this task on this day because we have these different events, and to actually put it to a day where there's more margin, there's more room for it. And I don't have to be a perfectionist. My house does not need to look perfect all the time. Hello. My life does not need to look like some Instagram reel that literally shows the highlights of someone's day. So if you're looking to change from that mindset and to continue to grow in as a mom and a woman in your faith, but also with saving time and making the most of your time, keep on listening. But I'm so excited to hear from you in the Facebook group. If you're not in there, again, I just want to plug that again. But please go ahead and leave me a review. If this episode blessed you in any way, go ahead and share it with another mom who might need some encouragement or time-saving tips. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.